Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we have got a 1 versus 1 on Tranquility's End. Then on the southern side, as the Salamanders, we've got Odourless. On the northern side, as the Night Lords, we've got Kubini. Kubini will be opening up with a squad of Furies, a Raptor Scout squad, Dark Magos, and a Storm Barracks. Whereas Odourless is going to go for a Tech Marine, a couple of Scout squads, and a Furnace. So I do apologise, I've not quite got round to downloading and updating my version of Unification to 7.1. So these are some of the old 7.0 games. Oh, when I say old, they're not that old, are they? But I've just been at London, and I've been doing some other bits and bobs at home, so I've not really had time to do anything. That's okay, the game's still going to be fresh, crisp, and all that exciting. We're seeing a Force Commander coming out for Odourless here. And I do imagine we'll also be seeing a captain for Kubini. So if you imagine, these are kind of like the bipolar opposites of factions. The Night Lords, very quick and nimble, lots of cheeky, stealthy maneuvers that they can pull off. The Salamanders, compared to all the other loyalist Space Marine factions, a little bit slower, a little bit stronger, so hard to react to some quick shenanigans. Say, for example, if Night Lords start to attack down here and then jump round over here to attack on this side, or maybe even going inside the base. It'll be hard to see what these guys are going to do to respond to it. Maybe a quick tier 2 into some Razorbacks, or something like that. But all will be told and unfolded as the game goes on. Raptor Scout squads will be making their way down the southern side, maybe potentially doing some mischief. Now I imagine probably in close combat you'll definitely be winning all day long, but you are remarkably fragile, and the Scout squads aren't necessarily as fragile as they are. So yeah, obviously run away from them as they run after them with their small little feetsies. More scouts will be coming over, and the Force Commander is certainly a mean customer in close combat. So the Raptor squad probably won't want to deal with them too much. They're narrowly avoiding a swipe of the blade before they return to the Scout squad's faces. Now, from my experience and my understanding of Night Lords, the best way to play them is kind of like a little bit of a role play. You've got to always assume that you're going to win if the fight is extremely unfair, and if the fight is fair, you're probably going to get smacked up because the Night Lords units, well, especially the Raptors and the Scouts, are remarkably fragile. They're going to make sure that you've always got the unfair advantage every which way possible. Now, the Night Lords also got a wonderful selection of heroes that they can make use of. Although I don't know if this captain will be able to go toe-to-toe with the Force Commander. I do know that normally the captain going up against something like an Inquisitor Lord or something like that, he'll win all day long, but Salamander Force Commander is quite renowned for his ability to just punch people in the face and let them go down. But we are going to see a slow chase around here. Scouts capturing stuff over on this side. Not sure where the Night Lord Scouts went. Did you go somewhere? Or did you die somewhere? Oh, unless you're capping things. No, you're not. Never mind. They're somewhere else. The captain will decide to shoot down these Scout squads. No point chasing after them because they will just run away. And his bolt pistol is quite strong. Force Commander for the Salamanders will do exactly the same. Just start to bash up the economy over on this side. Raptors will be coming and seeing what they can do. These guys standing in a negative cover. I don't think that'll make much of a difference because these guys will also fight them in negative cover as well. The Super has been upgraded with some shooty bits. And these guys will have to vamoose. Force Commander going to stay in close combat with these guys as a second squad of Tactical Marines come on over. That's a lot of firepower for the Raptors to deal with. Will probably want to run away. Force Commander very slow, trying to run away from all of this. I do believe that the captain, whenever he hits someone, it does kind of slow them down a little bit, preventing them from running away, as is the Night Lord way. He will fall back into the loving embrace of this upgraded listening post. These guys, you could probably push all in, but then you don't really want to take too much damage in case Night Lords do some sort of counter-attack. Second squad of Raptors are in the mix, and definitely don't want to engage in a ranged battle in a negative cover. This listed post over here will get some upgrades as well. Scouts capturing the critical location in the centre. And this is probably a much nicer place to get involved in engagement because it's on land. So that is something. Raptors over here, they were thinking about going down here to bash stuff, but they're now going to have to play on the defensive, which is ideal against Night Lords who don't really want to be reacting to them because they're a lot swifter. That's a massed infantry position. Dark Magos comes over to repair the enlisting post, which actually manages to work. Force Commander now been slowed once again. Salamanders having to retreat. They will not be winning in close combat, although they'll still put up a fairly good show, has to be said. Wonder if Kubini is thinking about going for a Black Sanctuary, just so he can get this Raptor Sergeants on the go. For all the Space Marines, in fact, I think all the Loyalist factions have got to upgrade into Tier 2 and get a, whatever it is called, the Armory, before getting their Tactical Sergeants online, whereas a lot of the Traitor factions can just get their Sergeants in Tier 1. And if they go for that, yeah, we are seeing the... Is that the Black Sanctuary? Yes, there we are. So they can also get their upgrades for the power weapons and the plasma pistols, which do a remarkable amount of damage. We are not seeing that at the moment. One lonely scout. Oh, sorry, two lonely scouts even. Two's just as bad as one, as they say. Managing to push the Salamanders all the way back home, but not getting that much love there. I mean, they've got one squad wipe on the scouts, but it's not a major point of order there. Suppose is alone in the world. Salamanders will be very slow to catch up. Also having to run for the negative cover, just slow you down just a smidgen, I do believe. Well, these guys aren't exactly built for doing incredible amounts of building damage. I mean, there are a lot of them, so that will help them a lot. Ideally, they want to be in Tier 2 and getting their melter guns. A couple of models falling foul quite quickly. It's a good job that Kubini's gone for 2 Raptor Scout squads. So there's only one. Then one of these dudes could continuously shoot at the Raptors, while the other just engaged them in close combat. Sipos has gone down. Salamanders, although it looks like they've been constantly perturbed, and I mean, let's be honest, they're not having the greatest of time. Not doing a bad job neither. And making sure that the Raptors' numbers aren't too high. Following what, we've got one squad of 7. Captain on his own, which is relatively low in health at the moment. And what? How many is on the other scout squad? Oh, 6. Okay, so they are quite numerous, but then again, they've still kept their numbers up relatively. Now in Tier 2, there's an Anvil, and there is a Razorback. So the scouts, should I say, sorry, the Raptors will be doing absolutely nout against this. Good economy has been 98 and 20, compared to 74 and 30. So wider array of green for the Salamanders. Struggling on the blue there. And the Razorbacks for them. If they get there, I mean, what would you go for? You're going to go for, oh, assault cannon. Of course you go for assault cannon. That's standard build for a Rhino. Yeah, so Raptors jump on them, go inside the Rhino, run away. So that means I assume then you're now, oh yeah, you will be in Tier 2 because you've got your Vault of Fear. Some melter guns on these bad boys. Maybe even some melter bombs from their storm barracks. I'll do them pretty good. Salamander's now coming over onto this side. And I don't think we're probably going to see much in the way of vehicles from the Night Lords yet. Probably, I would imagine that they would stick the Raptors and maybe go for a lot of heroes as the Tactical Marines for the Salamanders, access to melter guns and multi-melters as well. So plenty of anti-vehicle stuff going on. Got a Sorcerer here. He's got a remarkably good smite ability. Whatever you would call the Night Lord equivalent of a smite. Fury's been constantly on capping duty. Have you gone for... You've captured this one. Unable to capture this one, so they'll just try and focus on stuff over here. Night Lord captured quite low on health. Not sure if the Salamander captain's gone down there, or whether he's inside the Razorback. There we are, the Razorback. Sorry, the Raptors. Good Lord reading is hard. The whole smorgasbord of melter guns. And a couple of melter bombs thrown that way. They'll die pretty quickly. And now there's only one squad of Tactical Marines over on this side. Oh no, never mind, they've got another one over here, providing some support. And yeah, what is the strategy from the Salamander's perspective now that they've not really got much use for vehicles at the moment? Got double Tech Marines coming over. Not terrible close combat or range. Captain being focused down a little bit in some range fire, has gone down. That's not a great situation for the Night Lords. Raptors over here have been brought down to relatively low model counts. Morale been broken on these guys as well as the, what are you? You are Tactical Marines as well as a Primaris Inferno squad. Insanely useful, powerful flamers. I'm not entirely sure if they're just a little bit longer range. I'll do Sorcerer also having his morale broken. Interesting that we didn't see the captain join the ranks of one of the Raptor squads. He was going to be focused fired down. Yeah, once the morale's broken on these guys, do very little damage. So the tacticals can just stand there and rain fury upon their opponents. So yeah, probably Primaris units, heavy infantry, all that good stuff for the Salamanders to counteract these Raptors. Then what are you going to do? You're going for the Xur and some Power Fists. Okay, so just really doubling down on the Raptors. And I mean, I suppose well, that Xur can break morale. Sorry, it rhymed and that made me laugh for some reason. I have the maturity of a 10-year-old sometimes. But yeah, so you can basically pop down some meat and break morale of anyone nearby very quickly. And yeah, I mean, and then these guys will be pretty useless if they're a bit scared.
6 minutes until.
If these guys were supported by some Havocs as well, I think that'd be really good. Keeping these guys on the front lines to bash people in the face. Tacticals now do have their tactical sergeants there. Have you got your power weapons on them yet? No, you've only got chain swords on them. Primaris Infernos on their own there. Pretty unadvisable. Xur really strong close combat. Already taken down one with his mighty power claws. Rhino comes over. Do like the choice of the Rhino. Nowhere as good in combat as the Razorback, but a lot cheaper, so it inevitably dies. It's not a major loss. Raptors just engaging in ranged combat at the moment. But to reposition onto the normal ground. Fury's also getting involved, keeping the tacticals from firing away. Primaris Inferno still knocking around. The morale being broken down. These Infernos doing such a good job at keeping the Raptors offline, basically. Fury's been blasted. And they are no more. Raptors will have to reposition. But they managed to take down the listing post over here. And I think that's probably what you really want to do with your Raptors at the moment. If you can't take down the might of their infantry, then just done. Do the Night Lord thing, run away. And then when they're distracted somewhere else, stab them in the back somewhere else. I mean, it is quite expensive to lose this amount. You only have got to regain your Raptor Sergeant and your squad models, which are actually 60 blue, which is 10 more expensive than a Tactical Marine, I do believe. Yes, it is indeed. You're also losing your weapons as well. I mean, what, 40 blue and 10 green? Not bank-breaking stuff, but it's stuff that you want to kind of avoid.
4 minutes until.
Got a Razorback on this side now. Now they've got no melter guns, their building bashing potential is drastically reduced. Sorcerer back on the front lines. Not sure where he wants to go. And if you've got a majority Raptor unit composition, anything like a Sorcerer is going to fall behind if you need to run away. Melter Bomb being thrown on the Razorback, 2 Melter Bombs being thrown. Sorcerer bringing down that big smite, huge damage. And the Raptors, I assume, will be wanting to focus on these guys. Xur getting involved as well. Has been broken down so quickly. That dude just really caning those Salamanders. To jump inside the Razorback, repositioning onto the right hand side of it. Very nice technique from Odourless here. And not sure why they're, I suppose they're refusing to get involved, because every time they start punching them, they'll just jump inside the Razorback and spawn on the other side. Are we getting anything else? Just more plasma generators and more health and purge the weak. Allow them to burst down infantry units should they get some good shots off, or good positioning even.
Send us into the horde, my lord.
2 Primaris on their own. Not sure if that's what they wanted. That was the engagement that they were looking for. Perhaps now just deciding to engage in some range play. Again, so surprised that we're not seeing a plasma pistol on the sergeant person. Which one is the sergeant? I can find him. I seem to see him. Oh no, there you are. Yeah, you've still only got a plasma just a regular bolt pistol. Funny. But okay. Double Razorbacks are going to be having a great time against the Raptors now. Now that they've regained their anti-vehicle weaponry. Yeah, you're just gonna go more on the infantry, don't you? Salamanders do have a remarkably strong roster of infantry there. I do believe that they've got their eradicators quite strong in the range department. Tacticals jumping out for a bit of fresh air before jumping back in. The Sorcerer also going toe to toe against the Tech Marine. Sorcerer will win all day long against that. More Melter Bomb has been thrown. We've now got some Phosphorus or Inferno grenades, whatever you call them. Burn these guys to a crisp. Making them look like tiny suns. It's just very expensive trade-offs here. I mean, how much is a Razorback? Are you building any more? Not at the moment. I'll have a look at them later. Yeah, Razorback is 100 blue and 85 green. Which when you... I mean, your economy's alright, but... considering that they last grand total of about 5 seconds in combat, not the best thing ever. We'll be falling back, thinking that the Night Lords are biting off more than they can chew. Moving in between 2 upgraded listing posts. Constantly fire. I'm not sure who you're firing at. Oh, you're just firing at this dude over here. But they were setting fire to your own comrades then. Yeah, a couple of models been lost there. And the Night Lords do not have the killing blow at the moment. Do not have the weaponry required to push on in. Need something a bit heavier. Got a Forge Terror on the go. TF3 as well. To be fair, a couple of aircraft from the Night Lord's perspectives wouldn't go amiss. If you've got all your manoeuvring stuff going on over here that these guys are going to protect themselves from, some flying things to go on the side and maybe start punching these plasma generators just to prevent the Razorbacks from being built up. You're going to see something being teleported in from Odourless. But what will it be? We have got... there we go. Oh, you're called aggressors, right. Fair enough. Incredible long-range damage. Look at that firing rate. Combine that with the assault cannons of the Razorbacks. The Raptors will be going down pretty quick. You were the... were you the Sorcerer? You were the Sorcerer. He's dead. And Sir Sahal also died. No, he's not. He's almost dead. On the cusp of death. I've been bashed into a corner. Turn their attentions and break down the Razorbacks. Don't think the Primaris aggressors can fit inside those Razorbacks. Well, these tanks can only... oh, there we go. A orbital strike. Should I say just a regular strike. That is used from the... oh, where are you going? The Palace of Night. Breaks morale really quickly. Doesn't do that much damage though, not against the Tactical Marines at the very least. Yeah, the Razorbacks can only fit, unlike their Rhino counterparts, they can only have 1 squad inside them. And I assume, I'm running under the assumption that these Primaris take up 2 slots. So, do with that information what you will. Dreadnought on the way, but population has been full. 1 town squad, very expensive there. 360 blue, 40 green. But they are incredible once they get their hands on someone in close combat. Raptors, they know they can't win that engagement, so they're going to come over to the listing post down here. Aggressors going to try and respond to them. It's back not long for this world, but it's just buying people time. So incredibly slow as they are, these aggressors. By the time they actually get down here, The Raptors are already moving on to the next target. Here comes a Predator. Once again, just I love the purple, or the pinky purple from the metal gun as well. And the vehicles aren't going to be saving you here, Odourless. It's a shame because the Salamanders have got such an amazing roster of very good vehicles. Now the Raptors are inside the base, causing all sorts of mischief. And the Salamanders got no choice but to come back home. The Suppost being annihilated. Anvil soon to also go down as well. Not quite getting it. More grenades been thrown into the Raptors. Massive. Look, poor aggressors, they just can't seem to keep up with them. Comes the Warp Talons. They do practically, I do believe it's double the damage of a Raptor squad. Yeah, more or less double, not quadruple. But they are no more tanky, really. They die just as easily. They do reinforce at 80 blue and 10 green. Not cheap to keep online at all. Force Commander has now got his power weapon. And no plasma pistol on him neither. Which is quite interesting. Raptors' morale has been broken. They continue to chase after everyone. It might have been an idea just put the Primaris Aggressor squad just here, maybe. Or if they're not going to be able to keep up with the Raptors, maybe just get them to do some bashing over here. But they have built a listing post over on this side. So, at least making use of what they managed to destroy. And it's the same two Raptor squads. Not seen squad wipe on either of those bad boys for the entire game, so amazing control from Kubini here. Radicator squad coming out. Although already losing a model, losing two models now. Now he's joined the mass. I mean, what? Someone's really struggling to keep up. It's like Benny Hill, but everything is even worse and definitely. And a straight up engagement, the Salamanders will win, but the Night Lords just aren't giving them it. They're point blank refusing to engage with them. So from the point of the Salamanders, do you just stay inside your base? Maybe protect this point and the 3 points inside your base and just allow this section to just be given up, really. I imagine that's probably the way forward. You've still got your point over here, which the Raptors don't seem to be focusing on too much. Tech Marine has been shot down. The Raptors, yep, it's just a big old circle. Eradicator's over here. They've not having a good time in this game so far. There will be sliced down once again before help can get there. Losing another two models. Oh no, dear, that's a full squad wipe right there. This metal gun seems to be quite decent against the heavy infantry as well as the vehicles that they go for. So what's the plan, Sacristan? He's going for some scouts, going for a heavy flame. I'm not sure if turrets are going to save you here. Odourless.
Finally,
What Battallion's able to throw off Salamander Yoke from the strategic point. Set on fire there. And every Warp Talon member gone down is a big chunk of money been left out. Good, not so over here. We've also got an Atramental squad in the Eclipse Portal as well. If I read one of these tooltips correctly. But the Salamanders have managed to keep the Night Lords away from their base for a little while now. Now they've got some dudes over here and some dudes over here as well. So all sides are covered. But one lonely squad of tactical marines being shot at by, well, triple Lots of Night Lords. Thankfully, they've got some support incoming. Now, at this point, we're just seeing Odourless reacting to everything that Kubini's doing. He needs to start making some sort of pushes himself. Holding his ground somewhere, maybe, but Tactical Marine's moving a little bit too far forward. Not giving the aggressors time to get into position. Provide them for some supporting fire. Dreadnought comes round the right hand flank. Ties up the aggressors. Also got the Atramenta squad. I do very much like what Kubini's done here. He summoned them a lot earlier. Looks like he's also reinforced them to maximum size. Then popped them back inside the teleporting building. And bring them back over when he wanted. These guys are nowhere near as mobile as their Raptor counterparts, but they are twice as deadly in close combat. Seems like they've split up a bit there. Can't quite decide what they're doing. Aggressors have been wiped out. The Salamanders now stabilising a bit. Got their upgrades on the listing posts. Now going for a Rapier Armour Destroyer of all things. Interesting. Is your plan just to roam that up onto the northern side and do some sort of base trade? It is possible. But if you're going up against an enemy with jump troops with really strong anti-vehicle weaponry, who can just jump over your front lines and flank your Rapier Armour Destroyers, I can't imagine that will be a recipe for success. I suppose, from the perspective of Odourless, it's been a very stressful game for him. Oh, of course, there was a Dreadnought, never mind me. Right, so, fair enough. Looks like he's trying to keep his Tactical Marines free for killing the Raptors. The Rapier Armour Destroyer for the Dreadnought. Yeah, very stressful game for Odourless so far. Must be incredibly frustrating. Every time he tries to fight the Night Lords, they just run away. It's what you should expect when you're up against them. There's no honour among thieves. Got the Promethean cult. Some more upgrades. Maybe even some heroes for the Salamanders. Odourless is having a bit of a think. He's saying hum to himself. What could be going through his mind other than sod these Raptors that still haven't died? Longest living Raptors in my memory, at the very least. A fresh squad of aggressors on the field. Yeah, like once they're able to get the fire on, they're able to take on those Raptors remarkably well. But nothing really going for them at the moment. Just a game of cat and mouse. Except that the mouse has got some sort of turbojet engine on its back. Every minute that goes by, it just seems like as if the Night Lord's just amassing more and more. Dreadnought in there as well. Quite long range for his auto cannon.
5 minutes until taken.
Raptors are saying, no, this is our listing post. They're camping out of your base. We've also got Kia Arcebus, the Axe Master. Well, he's a very fast Demon Prince. Gonna fly on in. Followed by the Raptors. Getting a good jump round the backside. And the Salamanders say, nope, there's no point in that. As the Demon Prince gives a big roar of victory. But yeah, like I said, very frustrating game for Odourless there. I think he was doing everything he could to make sure that the Raptors weren't really going into his base as often as they could have been able to do. And the Razorbacks were a nice idea, but the Raptors just being able to get their anti-vehicle stuff, not amazing for them. Now, I wonder if the play to make for the Salamanders here would have been some aircraft. If they've got their boys inside the base, making sure everything's all safe and stuff, and then some flying Landspeeder Crusaders or whatever coming over and just basically bashing everything, forcing the Raptors to play defensive, allowing the Salamanders to maybe come over and maybe do some bits and bobs. So every time they come down, aircraft over there, destroy economy, or maybe not. Who knows really? It's hard to really say what would the alternative be for the Salamanders, considering that they are a very, very slow faction up against a very, very fast faction. But maybe it was also the map as well that didn't do them any favours. Maybe if they were on a different kind of, maybe closer knit map, that might have also been a more favourable thing for them. But cool, anyway, so thank you so much for watching, and if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once to game a week, and there is also a Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. My name's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure as always, never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.